Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a life where you wake up every day with a sense of purpose, energy and joy. What would it feel like to no longer feel stuck in a routine that drains you, to let go of doubts and fears that hold you back? In just the next 2 hours, you have the opportunity to begin a transformation, to take a step towards a version of yourself that is unstoppable, fulfilled and free. We often live our lives on autopilot, going through the motions without asking the most important questions. What do I truly want? What does it mean to live a life that's aligned with my innermost desires? But the truth is, every single person has the power to reshape their life, not in years or months, but in an instant. And that moment can begin right now. Today, we are going to explore the potential of this very moment. How can we break free from the chains of limitation and step into our true power? The key lies in how we see the world and, more importantly, how we see ourselves. You are not defined by your past, your circumstances or your doubts that lies within you. Let's take a moment to reflect on this truth. Life is a reflection of the energy you put into it. Every thought, every action and every decision carries energy. But are you in control of that energy or is it controlling you? Here's the good news. You have the ability to shift your energy, to shift your mindset and to take control of your life starting today. We will explore simple yet profound practices that will help you understand how to harness this energy for transformation. You may wonder, how can 2 hours really change my life? Well, the answer lies in the power of awareness. In the next 2 hours, you will be invited to experience a shift in perspective, to understand that change begins within. By the end of this experience, you will realize that the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the willingness to let go of old patterns and embrace something greater. Awareness is not just about knowing what's happening around you, it is about a deep inner understanding of what is happening within you. It is the ability to step outside the automatic, mindless patterns of daily life and observe the thoughts, emotions and behaviors that govern your actions. This level of awareness is a fundamental gateway to transformation because it allows you to recognize the habits, beliefs and mindsets that may be limiting your potential. When we talk about awareness, we are speaking of a state of heightened consciousness where you're not simply reacting to situations but responding with mindfulness. It means being present, not just physically but mentally and emotionally too. Imagine the power of recognizing when you're falling into old destructive patterns before they take root. Imagine being able to stop, take a breath and choose a different path on that aligns more closely with your true desires. But why is awareness so important? Because so much of our lives unfold on autopilot. We move through each day repeating the same actions, thinking the same thoughts and feeling the same emotions. We may believe we are progressing, but in reality, we are simply caught in a loop. When we lack awareness, we are unconscious to the habits and beliefs that are keeping us stuck in these loops. You may feel frustrated, tired or overwhelmed by life, but you don't always see that you are unknowingly contributing to your own struggles. It's in this very moment where awareness enters that the possibility for change begins. Awareness brings clarity. It is only when you are aware that you can see how your thoughts influence your emotions, how your emotions influence your actions, and how your actions create your reality. Most people don't realize that the quality of their life is directly tied to the quality of their thoughts. You may find that you have been unconsciously repeating negative thought patterns that no longer serve you. You may believe that certain fears are valid because they've been with you for so long, but awareness allows you to see beyond those fears and recognize them as mere projections of your mind, not absolute truths. Awareness also shines a light on the stories you've been telling yourself about who you are and what you are capable of. These stories shape your identity and dictate the choices you make. For instance, you might have spent years believing that you're not worthy of success or that you're destined to fail, but when you become truly aware of this narrative, you can challenge it. You can ask yourself, is this story true? And if it's not, then what story would you like to write instead? By developing awareness of the internal dialogue that governs your life, you begin to realize that you are the author of your own story and you have the power to rewrite it at any moment. The beauty of awareness is that it creates choice. Without awareness, you are simply a product of your conditioning, your upbringing, your experiences, your society. But awareness gives you the freedom to choose. It empowers you to break free from the limitations of your past and start creating a new future. When you are fully present, you can begin to make conscious decisions that align with your values, goals, and vision for the life you desire. Awareness also opens the door to understanding the interconnectedness of all things. As you expand your awareness, you realize that you are not isolated in your struggles or successes. You are part of a greater, holier, complex web of energy, people and circumstances. This understanding allows you to act with compassion, gratitude, and a sense of unity with the world around you. You begin to see life not as something that happens to you, but as something that you are an active participant in, shaping every moment with the energy you bring into it. By cultivating awareness, you create the foundation for transformation. It's not just about being mindful in isolated moments, it's about making awareness a way of life. The more aware you become, the more you will notice the subtle shifts in your thinking, feeling and doing. And with that awareness, the changes you seek, whether in your career, relationships or personal growth, become not just possible but inevitable. So take a moment now and reflect on where you are in your life. Are you moving through your days without truly noticing the patterns that drive your actions? Are you responding to life on autopilot or are you making conscious choices? True change begins with the awakening of awareness, and it is only by becoming aware of your thoughts, feelings and actions that you can begin to unlock the infinite potential within you. This deeper dive into awareness highlights its transformative power, emphasizing its role as the key to personal growth and change. Let me know if you'd like further revisions or additional content. In life, we often carry invisible baggage, old habits, outdated beliefs, and past emotional wounds that weigh us down and limit our ability to move forward. These patterns may have served us once, perhaps in our earlier years, when we didn't know any better, or when they were necessary for our survival. But now, in the present, these old patterns only keep us stuck in cycles of self-sabotage, frustration and fear. To transform your life, it's essential to let go of these outdated patterns that no longer serve you. Letting go of old patterns is not a simple task. It requires awareness, willingness and deep introspection. You must be willing to take a hard look at the habitual ways you think, act and react and recognize which of these are perpetuating the very reality you wish to change. The truth is, we don't often realize how much our thoughts and behaviors are programmed into us, shaped by years of conditioning. These are patterns that we unconsciously repeat because they are familiar, safe and predictable. But the very nature of these patterns is that they limit our potential for growth. Consider the patterns you've inherited from your family, society or past experiences. Maybe you grew up in an environment where scarcity and fear were prevalent. Perhaps you were taught to doubt your abilities or to stay small and not step into your full potential. These messages, whether spoken or unspoken, become embedded in your mind and behavior. They shape the way you view yourself and the world around you. And over time, they can become so ingrained that they feel like the very fabric of who you are, even though they are not. These old patterns can manifest in many ways. Maybe you continually procrastinate because you fear failure, or you avoid conflict even when your needs are not being met. Perhaps you have a deep-seated belief that success is for others, but not for you, or that you are unworthy of love and happiness. These limiting beliefs lead to actions that only reinforce the patterns of self-doubt and insecurity, creating a cycle that seems impossible to break. But the first step in breaking free from these patterns is recognizing them. Once you become aware of the patterns that no longer serve you, the next step is to let them go. This requires a conscious decision to stop repeating the same old responses and start making different choices. Letting go of old patterns doesn't mean you erase the past or pretend those experiences didn't shape you. It means you no longer allow them to dictate your future. It means choosing to free yourself from the subconscious chains that have held you back for far too long. Letting go of old patterns requires courage because it challenges the very foundation of who you believe yourself to be. If you've always identified as someone who is afraid of taking risks or someone who is stuck in a certain role, letting go of those patterns can feel like letting go of your identity. But in truth, it is not your identity, you are letting go of it is the limiting beliefs that have held you prisoner within that identity. You are not your patterns, you are the consciousness that is aware of them, and you have the power to choose which ones stay and which ones go. The process of letting go also involves forgiveness both of yourself and others. Many of our old patterns stem from unresolved wounds, whether it's a traumatic childhood experience, an unhealed emotional scar, or an incident in our past where we felt betrayed or hurt. These experiences create mental and emotional patterns of fear, anger, guilt, or resentment, and we carry them with us for years. But these unresolved emotions often dictate how we behave today, making it difficult to move forward. Forgiveness is the key to releasing these patterns. When you forgive, you let go of the hold that the past has on you. You stop allowing past pain to control your present reality. One of the most powerful tools in letting go of old patterns is the practice of presence. When you become fully present in the moment, you remove yourself from the grip of the past and the anxiety of the future. In the present moment, there are no old stories to cling to, no fears to entertain, there is only the now. In this state of presence, you can begin to rewire your mind, consciously choosing new ways of thinking, feeling, and acting that align with your true potential. You begin to break free from the patterns of the past and start creating new patterns that reflect the person you want to become. Remember, letting go of old patterns is not a one-time event, it's a continual practice. Each day you have the opportunity to choose differently. Each moment is a chance to step away from the familiar habits that no longer serve you and toward the person you want to become. It's a process of renewal and self-discovery where you shed the layers of conditioning that have been placed upon you and reveal the authentic, powerful being that lies beneath. Ultimately, letting go of old patterns is an act of liberation. It is the key to creating space for new experiences, new opportunities, and new ways of being. It's about stepping into the unknown with confidence, trusting that by letting go of the past, you are making room for the future you always dreamed of. So take a moment now to reflect. What old patterns are holding you back? What fears, beliefs or habits do you need to release in order to step into your true potential? Let today be the day Your energy is one of the most powerful forces in your life. It shapes your experiences, attracts circumstances and influences the way you interact with the world around you. Many people believe that their external circumstances dictate their energy. If life is going well, they feel good. If things are challenging, their energy dips. But in reality, it is not your external environment that controls your energy, it is you. You have the ability to control, direct and transform your energy. And this control is the key to creating a life of fulfillment, success and inner peace. Energy is a fundamental part of the universe. It's in everything we do, think and feel. From the food we consume, to the people we interact with, to the thoughts we allow to flow through our minds, everything carries energy. The way we think and feel creates the energy we radiate, and this energy is contagious. It influences those around us and shapes our reality. This is why it's so crucial to understand the role of energy in our lives. When we become conscious of the energy we are creating and emitting, we realize that we have the power to either elevate or diminish our experience of life. At the core of controlling your energy is understanding the connection between your thoughts, emotions and actions. Our thoughts are the seeds of our energy. They shape how we feel, and our feelings, in turn, influence our actions. For instance, when you think negatively about a situation or about yourself, that thought generates a corresponding emotional energy, perhaps fear, frustration or self-doubt. This energy then fuels your behavior. You might avoid taking risks, procrastinate or act in a way that perpetuates the negative cycle. On the other hand, when you think positively or choose thoughts of gratitude and empowerment, you shift your emotional energy to one of optimism, confidence and hope. This new energy inspires actions that align with your goals and desires. Energy is not just mental or emotional, however, it is also physical. How we take care of our bodies directly impacts the energy we have available to us. When we are physically exhausted, malnourished or stressed, our energy levels drop and it becomes much harder to take the actions necessary for success. On the other hand, when we take care of our physical health by eating nourishing food, exercising regularly and getting enough sleep, we cultivate an abundant supply of energy. This energy becomes a foundation upon which we can build and take inspired action, allowing us to tackle challenges and pursue our goals with vigor. Controlling your energy also involves becoming aware of the energy you allow into your life from external sources. The people, environments and situations you engage with all carry their own energy and they have the potential to influence you. Have you ever entered a room where the atmosphere felt heavy, tense or uncomfortable? Or conversely, have you been in the presence of someone whose energy was uplifting, inspiring and empowering? The energy of those around you can either drain you or invigorate you. By becoming aware of this dynamic, you can begin to make conscious decisions about the energy you allow into your life. One of the most powerful practices for controlling your energy is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you stay present with your thoughts and emotions, allowing you to observe them without judgment or attachment. When you are mindful, you become aware of the energy you are generating in each moment. You can catch yourself when you are falling into negative thought patterns or emotional states and choose to shift your energy. For example, if you find yourself feeling anxious or overwhelmed, mindfulness allows you to recognize that you are caught in that emotional energy, and it gives you the space to consciously choose a different path, whether it's through deep breathing, a shift in perspective, or an empowering action. This practice of awareness and choice gives you the power to reclaim control of your energy at any moment. Another important aspect of energy control is self-regulation, ability to intentionally shift your energy when necessary. For example, if you're feeling drained or unmotivated, instead of resigning to that energy and allowing it to dictate your actions, you can use tools like movement, meditation, or deep breathing exercises to shift your state. Physical movement, like going for a walk, stretching, or dancing, can release stagnant energy and boost your mood. Meditation or deep breathing helps to calm the mind, clear out negativity, and create space for clarity and focus. Even something as simple as listening to uplifting music or engaging in a creative activity can help you reset your energy and regain your vitality. Furthermore, controlling your energy involves setting clear intentions. When you set an intention, you are consciously directing your energy toward a specific outcome. The more clear and focused your intention is, the more energy you will generate in pursuit of that goal. For instance, if your intention is to bring… The way we perceive the world around us shapes every aspect of our lives. Our thoughts, emotions, decisions and actions are all influenced by our perspective. But what if your perspective is holding you back? What if the way you see the world, yourself and your circumstances, is the very thing preventing you from unlocking your true potential? A shift in perspective can be the catalyst for a life-changing transformation, as it opens the door to new possibilities, growth and clarity. Perspective is a filter, it's the lens through which you interpret your experiences. It colors your understanding of who you are, what's possible for you, and what you are capable of achieving. In many cases, our perspectives are shaped by past experiences, cultural conditioning, societal expectations, and the narratives we've told ourselves over the years. These perspectives can be empowering, but they can also be limiting. They can create a sense of certainty about the world, but they can also create a prison of thought that holds us captive in outdated beliefs. For example, if you faced repeated setbacks or failures in your life, you may develop a perspective that life is hard or success is out of reach. If you've been hurt by others, you may start to see the world through the lens of fear or mistrust, which impacts how you engage with others. These perspectives, although they may have been formed from real experiences, can distort your view of the world and limit your ability to take new actions. They can create blind spots that prevent you from seeing opportunities, growth or joy. One of the most transformative things you can do in life is to shift your perspective. This doesn't mean denying your past experiences or ignoring the challenges you faced. It means looking at those experiences from a new angle, reframing the way you see them, and choosing to see yourself and your future through a lens of possibility instead of limitation. Shifting your perspective starts with a shift in your mindset. Your mindset is the collection of beliefs and attitudes that you hold about yourself, others, and the world around you. A growth-oriented mindset is one that believes in the power of change, in the ability to learn and grow from every experience, and in the limitless potential of the human spirit